Hello everyone, welcome to my corner of the world, and today I'm going to be working on a sketch for a challenge, and this is what we've been given to work with. So basically it's if you like an idea for developing your layout. So I had a little think and I came up with these ideas, which I'm going to create on camera. I haven't gone a sample or anything like that. So I've got a card base. This is 11.5 by 4 1/8, and I've just got a little liner in there to write my "To You, love from me." So that's my starting point. And then I thought I would have a layer, and this is some really pretty decorative paper, which is this one here, one I got from a craft fair a few weeks ago. So that's my starting point. Oh, and it just struck me that we're not required to do it in pink. It's just that pink is what I pulled because I wanted to use this lovely paper. So I'm going to cut a layer, and because this is like 5, that's what, 5 and something, did I say? 5.5, I think I said, didn't I? No, 5 3/4. So 5 3/4 by 4 1/8. So I'm going to cut this at 3 7/8 width. So 3 7/8. There we go. It's my 3 7/8. And then this has to be 5.5. So I'm basically, I think I've got 1/4 inch. Yeah, I do. I'll have a 1/4 inch all round, like that. So that's my starting point. Now going back to the sketch, it looks like we have like 3 pieces, and to be honest, I didn't really want to cut a piece that thin, so I got some very fine ribbon, and I thought, well, if I did 2 string things of ribbon like that, that would kind of give me that double stripe. Okay, so this is what we're going to do now. This paper is really thick, so I think I should be able to attach this without too much trouble, and it's not going to buckle. So if we go like this, and I'm going to use some tape to hold it in place like that. And while that's kind of there, I'll get this other piece and I'm gonna stick it down with the same piece. Make sure it's the same way around, Cindy, otherwise it'll look a bit odd. So if we do that, like that, there, and then I can put those 2 up like that, and then attach those to the back. So another little piece of tape, and we'll stick that down like that, and I'm going to have a look, aren't I, the other side to make sure that that's parallel and even. I think it is now. And I've gone a little bit off on there, so we're just going to trim that off with my tape. And we're just going to use that, my little bone folder, to just make sure that that is firmly down. So that's that. So I've got these pieces, and this has got like a banner. Well, I didn't have anything to create a banner, but what I do have is this die that says congratulations or congrats. And I wondered about using that instead of a banner. That's what I thought. So I cut one, and then I've got another one which I have cut, but left in the die. Now I've cut two, and I'm going to stick them on top of one another to give me a bit more thickness. And rather than try to put adhesive on the back here, I have used some adhesive sheet, and I'll show you how I use it in a minute when I've got this going. So basically it is super thin paper adhesive that comes on a sheet with paper back and forth, or to both sides. And all I'm going to do is layer these two pieces together. Now you can use glue, and to be honest with you, sometimes I find with this really fine card, glue, it gives you a bit of time to shimmy them. But all we're going to do is to just layer them on top of one another very, very carefully. You do have to take each piece as it comes, each letter. And this one's kind of gotten a little bit waylaid. And I haven't got any nails at the moment. I have managed to goober up my nails really, really well with unpacking boxes and organising things. Anyway, so there you can see I've got those two layered like that, and I'm just going to do the other part. And I mean, it doesn't work, does it, when you're on camera? But usually with a little help from this pointy thing, this little piercing tool, it works brilliantly. Okay. So there. Oh, you little monkey, you shifted. There we go. Now I'm not going to be dealing with excess adhesive when I come to stick this down. There we go. I got my eye in now, I think. There we go. So if I do my congrats there like that, so we'll take the backing off of the second one. Come on, there it is. Come on, being a pest. There we go. Right, so we're going to go like that. I'm not going to stick it heavy down until I've got this one in place. think the smaller letters is working. Congrats. There. And then I'm just going to ease that round so it looks like it's joined up a bit. There we are. And then I'm just going to put a bit of a curve on that. And if I press down firmly, that's all nice and stuck down. So then we need a focal point here. So there's a flower there, but I am going to use butterflies. And I have got this lovely die here, and I thought it would be super duper there. So let me show you how I use the adhesive sheet. So it comes in all sorts of sizes. This one I have here, it happens to be like 6 by 12, and I have got some scraps that I have been hoarding, and I just want to see if oh no, not that one, Sind, this one, if I can use those like that. So that would work for that. So with this, you just need to flick it a little bit, and it'll separate the two pieces. And you have to be a bit cautious. I got no nails. I'm struggling a bit with this because I've got no nails. Here it comes. So one side has got the adhesive on and one side hasn't. So this hasn't got any adhesive on this. Oh, it had after I struggled, it had a break in it. It would have been easy peasy. So we need to make sure you don't touch that, because it will come off of your onto your fingers, and then it won't be any good. So what I'm going to do is to just line that up like that. And then just flip this like this. And just gently pull that back in off. And then just smooth it down. And you can use a paper scraper or something like that to just make sure it's down firmly. And we can just cut that piece of excess off. Now I was wondering if I'd be able to cut 2 out of there. Bet you I won't be lucky with this one. This is another piece of scrap. You don't waste anything, because you never know, it will work. Right, so I get myself a little tab. Now it's not like me to give up on these sorts of things, but unless I can find another piece, just time is getting on. I want a small piece. No, I'm only going to cut one then. We'll just cut one. Time's too precious to mess about like that for too long. As I say, it normally comes off really, really easily. So with this, I'm going to lay it down, and I need to make sure that I cut on the side away from the adhesive. Otherwise you're kind of defeating the object and you'll have adhesive on the wrong side. Doesn't matter quite so much on something like this, but on your words it would. Then we're just going to crank it through here. Now then, before I lift, I'm going to make sure I've got a good cut. And by that I can see that it's come through right the way. It's a little bit light there, so I'm just going to pop it back through. Just a bit slower this time, just to make sure that we get that good cut. There we go. Right, so let's bring our card back and see. Oh yes, brilliant cut now. Right, so now you can see that we've still got some bits. So this is where I'm going to put my thing. We have still got some bits left after the die. Now, rather than struggle and poke all of those out, I am going to start by taking the backing off and hopefully a lot of those pieces will come out. You can see, look, they came out with those. Get rid of that, and then we just got a little bit, a few that have just been a weeny bit on the stubborn side, and we'll just pick those off. Got a little pair of tweezers here so I don't get them on my fingers. Right, and then I'm gonna stick that like that. There we go. And then our final is a little banner. So I've got some white cardstock here. And I found on this set, this is what had the congrats die on. It has got it says congrats, we're so proud of you. And I thought, well, that's a brilliant thing to put on a banner. So we're going to use a little bit of black ink. Now this is a new ink to me. I have not used this ink before. Recommended by my dear friend Ellie. Can't see. Need to use something to see the edges of my card. It's white on white. We're so proud of you. There we go. Did I get my head in? If I did, I apologise profusely. So we're just going to make ourselves a wee banner. She says optimistically, since we don't have any. Oh, there they are. Look, see, I put the biggest fob on there so I don't lose them, and I still can't see them. So I'm just going to do a little snip in the middle, and then I'm going to go corner to where that little snip was, corner to where that other little snip was, and then we're going to do the same that other side. Little snip, corner to snip, corner to snip, and we will just pop that. I'm going to put that on 3 little dimensionals. One, I'm going to put one in the middle here, and then another one on the end, and then that will be secure, but it'll also hold that ribbon down. Right. We're so proud of you. And now we need some adhesive. Let's go ahead and get some adhesive on there. Don't give up. Oh, is there? There we go. You can see how nice and firm and thick this decorative paper is. Wow. It's the first time I've used it, so I'm quite impressed. Let's make sure we've got plenty of adhesive around there. We're so proud of you. Congrats. And when we need, I'm going to use this little stamp with a butterfly on it because I need something inside, just a little like that. And I also have my envelope. I like to decorate up my envelopes. There we go. And I feel that I'm going to use this one. The other one has got too finer. Let's see. It's got too fine a point on it, and it takes too long. There we go. I think, and it's the one thing I didn't think to get out, was some little sparkly bits. So bear with me. Here's my sparklies. Yeah, there's those. They're a bit too sparkly for what I want. So let's use these. And where'd it go? Oh, there it is. We can put one in the middle here, and we can put one in the middle, on this one, and then we can put one. These are so thin here, and we can pop one on there. There we go. So there I have a card inspired by a sketch, and we've used a few techniques on this. We've looked at how to use adhesive sheets, doubling up our greetings to give a little bit more substance and presence. Well, let's get a little bit closer for you. I do hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, perhaps you'll go ahead, give me a thumbs up. Always grateful if you like and subscribe and share, of course. And I'd just like to thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me today. And I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye for now.